私たちはこの世界で生きています。Happy birthday, dear みんな。Happy birthday to you.
フレフレ私フレフレみんなバイバイ。
リアルとバーチャルの狭間で葛藤するあなたへ、私はあなたがありたい存在でいられる世界を心から望みます。
Hello everyone, my name is Okita. I am a VR cheerleader and I would like to introduce Japan VR culture to you.
ウサギの姿をした狼がいたっていい。この世界では何もかもが自由だ。
いろんな国のいろんな文化、いろんな言葉を教えてくれて、すごく好奇心を刺激されて、毎日楽しい日々を送っています。
インターネットってすごい広いところですけど、VRC 何もしない人は誰も一人にしないので、何かあったら呼んでください。
私たちがこの世界に生きている証明を外させてください。
パンダも前を向いて楽しんでいきたいと思います。
見せたい自分で生きている。
もともと持ってるかもしれないヘンテコセンスを目覚めさせるような、
ストレスのない VR と現実の生活を送ってください。
いろいろな仲間たちと出会って、笑ったり泣いたりしながら生きてきました。
2019年秋に発売した体です。
いや、ミームとなってインターネットのミームとなってみんなの記憶にずっと残りたいんだ。
バーチャル空間でお会いしましょう、息子たちよ。
ちょっと自信がないことでもやってみようって前向きに思えています。
こんにちは、未来の私。未来は私が構想したようなっていますか？
Enchanté de vous voir. Nous sommes une unité de virtual japonaise appelée holographique. Nous nous efforçons d'explorer les frontières entre le réel et le virtuel. Nous sommes très heureux d'être ici aujourd'hui. The current state of the world has changed some parts of our lives. In Japan, there have been virtual YouTubers who use avatars to express themselves. They used to appear on TV shows from the monitors, but now real people are doing the same thing. Meetings are now video conferencing, and people who want to communicate with each other started to join the video chat party.
Who as who usually use avatars as VTubers. It feels like reality is getting closer to our world. In fact, people who aren't interested in avatars are starting to show interest. I myself work as a remote worker in Avatar. Also, it is still a small part of Japan. Working as an avatar seems to be accessible, especially in the entertainment industry. We want to help people who want to be an avatar as a part of their daily life, live happily in virtual spaces. Some of them want to be recognized in society as an avatar. They want to start their life again as a different person, and they want to connect with the world and people they have never experienced before. For those who really want to live a life as an avatar, We run a community and as VTubers, we publish information about the avatar society.
The most important thing we want to convey today is that there are people who have the motivation to live another reality as an avatar. Their living as an avatar desire is pressing, and they struggle with how to reconcile reality with their avatar life, such as a virtual romance.
Now with completely different appearance and behavior from what it's now living in, or possible, what you like to be? You can be anything, a machine body, a wonderful animal, a beautiful girl, or a beautiful young man. Our avatars arrive in a chaotic world that seeks Ramon's common values and ethics.
Today, we will introduce the world of avatars and consider the issues and possibilities of avatar communication from the perspective of the research of the parties concerned. As you can see in the video, we try to look at avatars from the perspective of each expert through their own genre and knowledge.
In order for the avatar society to have diversity, it's important that not only scholars, but also those who are avatars compare their needs and knowledge to society. That's why our team is made up of people from the walks of life, including university researchers, developers, artists, science fiction writers, and Bishōjo fans. As of this June, a total of 47 people have participated in a total of 28 fields.
We conducted a survey of over 500 participants over a 6-month period and 28 interviews with VTubers. And because avatars can be designed by the wearer to design their identity on their own, it turns out that there are 3 issues and 1 big possibility that are often discussed or talked today.
The first is identity continuity, the second is the need for approval, and the third is the gender issue. And because we can design the entire identity including its appearance, it's possible that people wearing avatars will be able to speak and act freely without being bound by their real, natural identities.
This changes one's behavior and thinking and can also be used as a tool to boost their natural abilities. This is called protest effect and has been demonstrated in VR experiments. Now, some people are already experiencing this effect as a reality.
The promise as potential of avatars indicated 2 things. Those are using avatars as a tool to gain approval from others can make users dependent on their effectiveness. On the other hand, avatars can also be self-expressive make-up. One of the guests on our show described it as an avatar can be both a poison and a medicine.
After listening to this history, please imagine what you would do. Can you remove makeup? Do you think it is necessary to be removed? Why? Where is the line between your real and virtual world?
What kind of social life is possible in a future avatar society? What kind of design is it to make everyone common in a virtual space? What can we do for people who want to live in another reality, the virtual world as an avatar? Another reality is becoming more familiar from the current situation. Therefore, we believe that it is necessary not only to think, but also to develop concrete implementation measures as soon as possible.
But the another reality of avatar society has a very broad concept. and specific research on the social implementation of avatars is just beginning. At first, we decided to introduce what kind of perspective we can think of when we think about the avatar society through the broadcasting.
In considering the avatar society, we came up with four key concepts. One is the perspective on an avatar environment such as virtual reality. The other point of view is about body and mind, which is transformed by avatar communication. The third is the XR technology perspective that scientifically captures phenomena related to VR and AR. Finally, from the perspective of character sharing. The avatar culture in Japan has a deep relationship with Hatsune Miku, and we can't ignore the relationship with the culture.
Now, have you ever heard the word Babiniku? It stands for Virtual Bishōjo and Juniku, which means incarnation in Japanese word. In Japan, the majority of users of VR devices are male, so the word usually means a man wearing a Bishōjo avatar.
Some people have a negative impression of this word itself because it has a different meaning from incarnation as a religious term, and it is strange as a Japanese. But now it's the best word to describe avatar culture in Japan.
How was avatar culture established in Japan? Let's take a look at some of the history of avatar culture. We view one aspect of avatar culture as the same anonymous culture that continues from the X2chan. Currently, it is called 5channel, and other online anonymous cultures. This is because you can hide your real appearance, affiliation, and name and set up a completely different character while still acting as if you having a common way of thinking as yourself. Some people describe avatars as a person who has taken off a real avatar and removed a shackle.
In this way, we see avatars in Japan as another image identity, from the anonymous culture of the internet, to act without being limited to the innate identity. For some people, it is something that can be easily changed like clothing. For others, it is, I want to live with this image identity. An innate identity means a living self that is difficult to process and inseparable.
Avatars are making it possible for us to design our own another figure, but it's not easy to give up the history and memories of our body. This has led to various identity problems.
What we are going to introduce this time is a very small part of Japanese avatar VTuber. Many people enjoy interacting with reality and virtual in different ways and communicating differently. However, as there are people who have suffered from avatars because they can't reconcile reality and virtual reality, we think it's worth taking the minority as a problem.
Why do Japanese people want to be free from their innate identity? As we mentioned earlier, an avatar is also an unshackled figure. Many people want to be free from images associated with their appearance, complex relationships, and social norms demanded by their parents.
Gender norms such as men must be strong, and the value of the woman is you and beauty. A hurting trait young Japanese. That's enough to make you feel good about giving up the history and memory of your body that you've worn for 10 years. And now that VR devices are cheap, you can act more accurate as a myself, different from your real self.
We believe that avatars in the form of Bishōjo in anime are often chosen because of the survival strategy of matching supply and demand preferences due to the large number of fans in Japan and because they are very suitable for describing virtual world as something familiar but not real. But it also raises the issues of gender representation.
Avatars in Japan are there is another aspect of identity, to be free from the shackles of real social norms. The anime likes Bishōjo, which is similar to reality, but different from reality is easy to be chosen. However, since it is not easy to discard, the history and memory of the body in which one lives, various forms may arise. We think this is the background of Japanese avatars.
Now, let's look at the possibilities and problems that avatars have brought. By referring to this, we are exploring how to live in the future avatar society.
A 6-month survey of more than 500 participants, 28 VTuber interviewed, and analysis with critical philosophies revealed 3 major changes and 1 major potential. The first is about identity continuity. The second is about need for approval. And the third is about gender.
At the same time, the ability to design identities allows people wearing avatars to speak and act freely without being bound by their natural identities. The video we are going to show you is a video of avatars discussing their problems in living as avatars with researchers specializing in physiology and psychiatry.
Case 1. Identity continuity. This video shows how to maintain your design's identity.
Let's say you start VTuber with an avatar designed to look exactly what you want. But when you actually broadcast it, the listener got a different impression on you. In this case, from now on, do you communicate in the way your listeners want you, or in the way you want you to?
In addition, VTubers behave as VTubers throughout their connection to the internet. While connected, he/she keeps a specific identity.
However, some of them acted radically to attract attention when they felt that others around them did not understand them. They do it make people over-aware of their identity as an avatar.
When they express themselves with express identity, they need to continue their behavior to maintain their character, which makes it difficult to archive identity consistency and continuity between their avatar and their real self. This may be the reason for some of the retmia, disappearance and framing of VTuber. It turns out that some people have a lot of work to do to maintain the designed self.
Case 2. Need for approval.
The word kawaii is a magic word. This single word facilitates avatar communication between strangers and gives each other a sense of security. In some cases, avatar and VTuber listener relationships have a conditional. It is appropriate because it is kawaii approachable.
This is a situation in which you are praised by the other persons or listeners while you are performing what you want, and at the same time you accept the other persons. In some cases, people became overly dependent on others because they wanted to be needed by others and developed into pathologic relationships such as those in films. The avatar acts as a symbol of the desire to be recognized as kawaii.
In Japan, there is a lot of discrimination in appearance, and it is a rare experience to be praised for appearance and behavior. Being told and praised as kawaii can be an addictive experience that you want to have over and over again.
Case 3 is a gender issue. In Japan, there is still a strong norm that men should have a bearable personality and should be strong. There is a lot of discrimination against women regarding their looks.
In such a society, as people communicate as Bishōjo, who are different from their real selves, there are people who want to be more liberated from the operation of the innate identities. In other words, there are people who want their identity and way of life not as a natural gender, but as a Bishōjo.
We saw the liberation and found that people were too bound by social norms, including gender roles. They were able to get free speech and action out of gender norms.
In this way, avatar can improve self-admiration, but in case 2 we can become addicted to being praised as kawaii. They can't become a tool to be praised. An avatar want for peace and pleasure changes into a tool for praise, which makes you unstable.
Also, at the fusion of case 1 and case 2, when they are looking for too much praise, if the image of the avatar is different from other people's evaluation, the fatigue of keeping to play the character occurs. They want to gain a sense of security from other people's evaluations, but they have conflicts and mental fatigue because they have to continue to play the character.
In anime, Bishōjo is often portrayed as a very cute, basically compared to very gentle character. The Babiniku imitates the beautiful girls, both in appearance and role, so it gives people a gentle image, and by wearing it, brings with the gentle part of people.
The Proteus effect we introduced earlier is the result of an experiment in which the performance actually improved when wearing a sage avatar, and this seems to be a similar phenomenon. In some cases, the use of a gentler-looking avatar was effective in healing.
Furthermore, there are people who want to express their femininity in reality, and who want to be another male, no female. Recently, some Babiniku avatar users have started to try on women's clothes and makeup.
Whether an avatar is the new sex is controversial, but a researcher in the field of gender theory said that avatars can be a form of gender expression.
They say wearing avatars has allowed them to escape gender norms and be free to express their emotions and act. Lots of people have gotten more attention by wearing avatars and expressing themselves as the VTubers.
We're here because we've been working as VTubers with 47 experts. Remember the first movie? That was the biggest potential of avatars today, we think.
With avatars and makeup that let you express yourself freely, many people can freely say and act without being bound by their own identities.
Our research has shown that avatars have another aspect of identity, born out of the desire to get rid of the constraints of real social norms, such as men should be strong, the value of a woman is youth and beauty.
VR users refer primarily to men wearing Bishōjo avatars as Babiniku. They treat their bodies as an imitation of the Bishōjo. which is similar to reality but different, and cute and kind.
But it also means temporarily ignoring the history and memory of the body you have lived in, or getting a new body by throwing it away. It's important to find a compromise between reality and virtual reality. Failure to make good compromises can lead to the kind of trouble we have been talking about.
Nevertheless, we believe that avatars has great potentials as a new expression that revises them from the social norms and gender roles that bind them together, as well as the innate body qualities they dislike.
Avatar research has a wide range of elements related to environmental design, physical theory, psychology, exotechnology, subcultural theory, and fiction research. We've been broadcasting about Avatar with 47 experts for 2 years, but we're just getting started.
We believe your curiosity and interest in virtual and avatar will drive research in this area. Please let us know your thoughts and opinion on this presentation as with us. Your views on virtual and avatars.
Why don't you think about this together with us? We will be happy if we can find out what we want to be in the future avatar society together.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. ありがとうございました。